Kenyatta has seemingly gone bare-knuckled on his Deputy William Ruto, from affirming that he owes him no political debt to openly referring to him as impatient. This is a complete turnaround from the cordial relationship and political bromance that Kenyans have seen in the past two elections. KTN's Ibrahim Karanja interrogates the recent spat between the two leaders and what the future may hold.
Lakini sasa my brother William hapa amepinduka, anakimbia nyuma.
This remarks by President Uhuru Kenyatta that lifted the lid on the can of worms that has become of the relationship with his Deputy William Ruto was the first bare-knuckled punch that the head of state was to throw at his once bosom buddy second in command.
It was clear that the team had fallen apart and they were not going to be together.
The head of state accusing his number two and his Tanga allies of polarizing the country by putting it on a constant campaign mode. Pundits argue that there is more than meets the eye.
President feeling that his deputy is becoming more popular than himself because he probably spends most of his time in the office and the DP spends most of his time out there campaigning.
It may be implied that the president is not about to retire from active politics in this country. And especially now that we are talking about the BBI, the Building Bridges Initiative, which wants to create the position of a prime minister.
The Uhuru Ruto fight has now gone a notch higher, with the president disowning a promise that he would support Ruto for presidency once he retires in 2022.
Kuna jamii tu mbili za Kenya ambazo zimetawala, labda ni nafasi ya jamii nyingine pia kutawala.
Rais hana deni yangu, hakuna jamii iko na deni yangu.
Then this leadership should not be in power at all because it does not care for what happens to the people at all. Both of them.
During the first memorial for the late President Daniel Arap Moi, Kenyatta's statements would suggest his deputy's impatience. His remarks are perhaps a sign that the head of state will stop at nothing in blocking his deputy from ascending to power.
The arrogance that we see in today's leadership raises many questions as to the future of this country.
And as the clock ticks towards a constitutional referendum, as well as the 2022 succession politics, many predict a total collapse between the commander-in-chief and his second-in-command.
We are going to be in very turbulent political times where we may see the president and the deputy president going for each other's jugular. You might see a situation where their supporters are going to go for each other's necks. We may reach a situation where the closets of the president and the deputy president are going to be opened. And I won't be surprised if we see a situation where the president is going to lead from the front in having the deputy president perhaps impeached.
The fallout that has left a huge rift between members of the ruling Jubilee Party has seemed to favor the party's past rivals and would suggest the race to State House will be a heated one. But as pundits say, there are no permanent friends or enemies in politics. Ibrahim Karanja, KTN News.
Now, ODM party leader Raila Odinga has asked